hata jirara kulukero hata ya nisa kamera mwana magasa salawata the prince the vocalist the genius Salam record Rabuna malta basa salawata malta life is complicated. Wallahi anagaso kutabiri mimi fikia toboda bigoma na bini haya sab wallahi anaga kuwa marafiyom amataki ayan itazatu ayan sisataki kama na yan tafifeke kitabada la jumunu usta ila jata tuketarate mrimunu mashaki za dunia derkutana sana mojunu kumas atakura mofmeresa yange sukumas kama na takura mofikenisa haya sukul wallahi zena shisha kanita medu kurusta digenze zola twarasa maisha ni ngumu kata mendu pesa babara bona malana kitab kana na yasele bisua maluna salinta godulo marabati sana mendu tua rabona malita mabasa sana wastai malita mabaino tamdai malita mabaino wastai malita mabasa sana wastai anabiku saba salawan mami ajanke anabiku kunus bilen salawan mami ajanke anabijani musiyam lakin haya daili zahidu jerjera babana amunu sulu mana sotale anasika banana amunu bata males afiana Abuna kanita ya kana bwana bari kona saita bari kubaji nonge Abuna malita mabasa sana wastai malita mabaino tamdai malita mabaino wastai malita mabasa sana wastai anatambana mina kuluchi komando alela anakamandera kululaham sokolta maktaba na biliko biten asana na tabani nara kufaham rabuna itafadilanga mara biten asana na tabani na kuluja matam ana tabani infeti sokol kede sokol kaman infeti sana kaman ana tabani rafiki stanas nas bicha fiiri satai miten ana commander kumwazir saya baladu kore masakil firasta kiti rabuna ina na bikore mabasa sana wastai malita mabaino tamdai malita mabaino wastai malita mabasa sana wastai anatabani na kulichapati wayo mamula na birthday party anatabani libisali wara anakamande libsukuchi albashashi agani ketir lakini sana kidogo mekura nabona dia zaman kaman kitas masalawata moina tena ga ketir begeder mala beremir 1 pound.
Hello, greetings, Equatorians. It's really a pleasure today for us to be live, and today we are sharing women talks of Equatoria, strong women. And as we come to this live show today, it's just the pain that is in our hearts for so long. Yao itakunze magasma shabab giguna rabuna seita mal magasma salawatanna mitena na bikunze baginastanin. And this will only happen when Equatoria become Equatoria, the greater Equatoria. So today we are targeting mashakil tanna sawin. We just decided to come with different angle on problems tanata Equatoria and then share with our people back home. pain alinagora through, and then tears tanal give watch. This is what just we are just saying to God of Equatoria to have mercy on us in any way. If our ancestors before did something that he was not happy with, we still come before him and say, God, have mercy on us, the land of Equatoria, so that we can be able to get our land back. And here I just wrote something small like a poetry, something like Equatoria is crying. And then this poem says, cry, cry, Equatoria, the beloved land of our ancestors. Sons and daughters of Equatoria, wake up, protect the whole greater Equatoria, and especially the Azande land at this moment, the bleeding that is there. Let us stand together firm and be children of the greater land and protect that land that our ancestors have given to us. And let us continue to say good words on that land, blessings, and let us continue to tell stories of our ancestors in that beautiful land. Oh, Equatoria, oh, Equatoria is bleeding. Equatoria is bleeding. Our youth, stand up and wake up. Continue to cry to God and start arming yourself to protect that greater land. So our topic today is just we are looking into the resilience of an Equatorian woman, how we are so resilient in so many difficulties, in so many programs that we have been doing to make our country become a country of our dream. But what happened? The evil came with different ideas to destroy us and bring us to ashes if we don't open our eyes. We Equatorian women, we cry for just basic things that we need, but we cannot get it. That's why we reach a point. It is good for us to separate and be our region and be a region of our own. And we thought of some basic things that to deal with human security of an Equatorian woman. And we have fears that we need to address as Equatorian women by our own thinking. And then those fears are fear from insecurity, and at the same time our environment, the way now our forest is being even handled by enemies of the land, environmental degradation, and we also cry and fear of indignity, injustice that is happening on us, we Equatorian women. Thank you, Auntie Patricia. Welcome to the show today, which we wanted to tackle the question on how Equatorian women are resilient in this era of the war that is just forced onto us without something that we really thought can be an idea of people who have good thinking, people who can comprehend what peace means to us as Equatorians. Welcome, Auntie Patricia. I'm so happy that you are here waiting for our guest that will join us shortly, and then we will also wait for our sisters if they are willing to participate or throw questions, then we can handle all together. And I'm so glad that you are here. Welcome. You can put a point on question that I would want you to answer as you, Patricia. What is the resilience of an Equatorian woman to you, Patricia? You can speak in English, in Arabic, whatever that you feel comfortable with, but I just want you to be briefly in 3 minutes, explain to me how Equatorian women can be so resilient. قوة تحمل Equatorian women during the war min بداية شكلها. How is it for an Equatorian woman to reach to that power and energy and strength to handle all this issue and still say that I love Equatoria and I would want to see this land beautiful? Welcome, Auntie Patricia.
Wow, okay. Are you hearing me? Hello?
Yes.
My voice,
I can
my
hear you,
voice is
Patricia.
clear? Yeah, my voice is
Yeah.
clear. Okay, thank you.
Yes, yes, yes.
So about the resilience of Equatorial woman, uh, I know Equatorial women are very resilient in different ways, you know, especially like during the war, during the war of SPLA, you know, Equatorial women contribute a lot because they are resilient, because you know, they help really in different ways. You know what? I always prefer to talk in Arabic because في ناس سنة كتير
Yeah,
تاني ما قاعد
yeah,
في
you can
English,
speak
because يعني
Bibles
because
Arabic so that we can even.
yeah, when we talk in English, when some of our sisters and brothers back home or in the camps, they don't understand English very well, but you know, they prefer for us to speak in Arabic instead of English, because they want to hear what we are talking about. And because they sometimes when we talk in English, they don't really like get it, and they can't analyze it to understand what we mean or something like that. So I always prefer to talk in English, because after sometimes, you know, when we do a show in English and they call, sometimes some of them, they call me, they say, oh, and هنا ما سمينا أي حاجة كده أحاول أشرح لنا, and already the show is over, it's finished, and then أنا ما بقدر reverse تاني مرة. I can reverse it to translate to them مثلا what we mean and all this. So many of them, they are calling me, they want to hear us like talking in Arabic instead of English, you know, because those who know English in Arabic also, when we speak in Arabic, they also understand, they can get into the point, you know. So I prefer to speak in Arabic instead of English. But you know, and then sometimes it's better also when you speak in English and then you just refer it back to Arabic, like you can go back and speak in Arabic, like it's gonna take time, you know, it's gonna take more minutes when you speak in English, and then you start like translating it in Arabic. So it's taking time, it's taking like more minutes, you know. So it's better for us to speak in Arabic, because all of them, you know, I know those who don't understand English, they can listen to what we are talking in Arabic, and they can, you know, they understand it. And then those who know English also, they are all the same, you know. So انا بكلم كده بالعربي. نسوان تنا ايكوتوريا، تا ايكوتوريا women بالذات مون they are very resilient، مون نسوين القاوم يا جماعه. يعني انتوا لو شفتوا في زمن بتاع حرب بتاعت انيانيا، من زمن انيانيوان، نسوان تنا كان contribute كتير في زمن تاع انيانيوان، لكن طبعا الزمن ده لسه ما ولدنا. و يعني انا ما حاسس اليوم جاني مازول مثلا في زمن تاع انيانيوان ممكن نسوان تنا كان عمل شنو، ممكن contribute شنو، ممكن يغاوي شنو في زمن تاع نينيوان. لكن في زمن تاع نينيا 2 زمن تاع جونجيرنج ده، نسوان تاعنا contribute a lot كويس. يعني من غاوم كتير. يعني إتا إنه زمن نينيا في غابة، نينيا بيجا مثلا بيهاجموا محل، إتا بتقول نسوان تا إكواتوريا من دايما جي contribute في ناحية بتاعت أكل، من بعتا ندورة بيدين تومون، من بيسوتو أسيدة لجمادل، من يعني من بعتا نكيموت لجمادل، هم بيجيبوا مويه للجمادل. يعني إتا إنه من ساعدوا كتير، دي أو مقاومة نسوان تنا كويس. حتى زمان كان دانات جدوكو في جوبا، يعني نسوان تنا كان يقاوم كتير خالص you know. ممكن يقاوم في ناحية شنو، يعني ممكن كانوا واقفين بجد. يعني نسوان إيكواتوريا كانوا واقفين بكلام تا يعني بورا اس بي ال ده شديد you know. يعني حتى في ناحية تاني مثلا، يعني SPL لغاية ده someone ما recognize نسوان Equatoria, you know, like نسوان they are very resilient, and من نسوان بيغاوم you know، من بيغاوم بجد، من contribute a lot، من فعلا يعني من عمل كتير ل SPL، من ساعدوا شديد يعني إتانو. ومرة Equatoria تبيلقوا فعلا وين صفة كده، صفة قوي شديد. يعني مرة Equatoria كان وديله مثلا مسؤولية ولا وديله سلطة، إنت بيلقوا بيشيلوا بالطريقة صح. يعني انت بانوا من نظام تو من كلام تو واي حاجه وبيشيلوا بالطريقه الصح. وبعدين يعني مهما كان شنو هم بيفكر قالي حاجه لو قاموا حاجه الودي له مسؤوليه الودي له او مساعده لو يقدم ده كده فيل، ده منو درا انه كده يكون فوق نجاح يعني you know، ودرا فوق نجاح وكده. وبعدين نسوان تنا ايكواتوريا هم دايما يعني يعني انت بتلقوا منفرق منه في ناحيه بتاعت اسم شنو ده. لكن انا ما اعرف باقي نسوان اتجاهات الثانيه، لكن ده بس انجي كلمه عن نسوان ايكوتوريا. نسوان ايكوتوريا يعني عندهم روح بتاعت اسم شنو ده، روح بتاعت المقاومه ده. يعني مرة ايكواتوريا حتى السكر مثلا نقول من يا في ايكواتوريا تعمل زواج مرات من عمر 20 21 22، لكن سيبها الكبار ديل يعني زي امهات كانها حبوبات كانها، واللي كان مثلا في نص 30 سنه 40 سنه، انت بتقول دايما هو عنده روح بتاعت الشجاع ده شديد، وبكون عنده روح بتاع شجاع. يعني كانوا بيمسكوا بيته وامسكوا بيت بطريقه صح، كانوا دير بيساعدوا بطريقه صح، كانوا دير غاوم في حاجه مثلا وبيغامر بطريقه صح، كان في حمايه وبرضه بيحمي بطريقه صح. ده النسوان تاعنا ايكواتوريان. So I hope ناس كله فاهم كلام ده. So you can go ahead my sister. انا بوقف هنا.
شكرا أنتي باتريشيا, you make a point here. يلا question تاني يا باتريشيا. إنت كان قاعد في زمن تا حاونات 92 challenges النسوان روا من فوق تا إيكواتوريا طريقة نمون handle ب إيال تومون كان دي أكيل كان دي coordination even ta حاجات ناس خاندا كل محل مدك ناس قرأوا كله في أمارة جوزيف لاغو. ita gaino fi nahiya de ze marata Equatoria kan gija ina lela bele de biga shikil to zede ita gaino ze ideas al bija ferasto ideas de bikun ze atonota ideas.
Yeah, طبعا في ناحية دي مرة ايكواتوريا هسه حاليا يعني الاستراجل كان نسوان ايكواتوريا رفقوا شديد، يعني كان فريق خالص زمن ده. طبعا يا زمن يعني اس بي ال كان جدوغو اجري حاونات دي في ذاك الجوبا، يعني اكتر حاجه كان حاونات دي جدوغو في ذاك الجوبا. يا طبعا مره الايكواتوريا طبعا مره ايكواتوريا طبعا يعني دانا دي كان دوغو من دانا دي جواغا زي تقلقوا مره جي خطف اي حاجه القدام. طبعا بيكون عنده اياله بخطف جينا وبر جيري، في ناس اللي جيري في كانداك، في ناس اللي جيري في اماره الاغو، في ناس اللي جيري في خور. طبعا عندنا خور كان في من مدرسة صداقة هنا من جامعة جوبا هناك لما الصداقة قروا كده لغاية all the way في كوميرشال لغاية تحت هناك في هايدة في اسم شنو ده مستشفى الصباح وكده. سو مرة الإيكواتوري فعلا يعني زمن ده هو struggle سي يعني في الزمن تحاون ده وصل لمرحلة بقينا عارفين يعني مرة الإيكواتوري بعرف دانا ده جدو قصة كام، وكان دانا ده خلاص جدو طبعا دانا ده كان جاب السفارة طبعا إتانو. يعني مرة الإيكواتوري مهما كان جدو جوبا إنت بلقوه لازم هو بيكون قايد وإيالته جنبه، لأنه دانا دينا من يجي بيكون سفارة دي الناس قاسمة قام تشيوي أو جا واقع زريتا بلقوه بيكونوا إيالته بيجيري. كان أقل محل زي خور ولا مثلا تحت حجر ولا المهم محل باسمه بعلقوا بدكر راسهم من جوا هناك. والناس اللي عنده كاندك طبعا هم بيجيروا بدكر في كاندك ده أول في بداية. سو إنت بلقوه في نسوان تانيين to reach to the extent أو بنسيتو او بيبدا خاطف وكان ده كليب ولا ده شنو بيجير مو براغا مو في قور هناك او بيكنغال ميكن ده جينا ولا كده حاجات ده حصل في قدام تاعنا كتير. and then number 2 انت يا حاجات ده حصل قدام تاعنا كتير. في مره قبل كده لما دقو اجر طبعا زمان ده دقو دانا ده وقع كان في زي كم خندق كده، في خندق كان في اطلا برا في اطلا برا جيم دانا وقع في اجر في راس خندق ده قتلوا فاميلي كله قفلوا في جوا خندق ده هناك. يلا كان في خندق تاني تجاريه هناك برضو خندق ده كمان دانا دقو قتلوا كم نفر كده وباقي ناس تانيين ده ربنا يعني ودي لهم الحياه لسه. سو في زمان ده بقى مره الايكواتوري طبعا كان سو confused. يعني دانا ده لما يدوك كده ده انت بقى ما عارف كان ده اجر دانا ده جا وقع في راسك في بيتي ميال ده ولا جا وقع جنب بيتك ولا وقع في الشارع ولا وقع وين انت بس القدام تك في انت بس بنياك موت بيجير بس ما ناس كل جراد وقع في خور تحت هناك. سو في زمن ده في مره كده يعني وين دو جنا يلا طبعا وين دو في بيت طبعا تاني في كوتوري نحن كله اننا كلاب في بيوت يعني نجرب كلاب وكده يعني ناس سول دايما يعني كانت بيجا حيوان ولا شنو نوصل يعني جي برابا حيوانات يعني زي كلاب ده بالذات. سو لما دانا عمل ويو سفاره عمل كام سفاره كده فوق يلا جوجا بانج 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 سامبلا مره ده بدا خطف وكلب ده وقال لك ده جنا وسيبو جنا خطف وكلب ده وشير في قور ورا وقع بيجو نوم في راس الكلب ده. بعد ما قالت دانا ده وقع كله يلا بعدك شنو طبعا دانا ده كان اصلا جونجرن كان قاعد يضربوا مركز تدريب القتال هناك. في اسم شنو ده في شارع وزارات هناك. لكن دانا دي مرات تاني وقع في هاي بولوك، وقع في هاي مايو او في امتداد بولوك فوق هناك، مرات تاني وقع هنا في نمرة 3. يعني دانا دي وقع لانه قاس يدقوا مركز تدريب القتالي. مرة دي بعد ما خلاص صوت الدانات كان وقع كده بانج 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 ده اسكت، وجاكم زرو جالي قد كلي بتارو وجيني كاتي تحت. يا بيقول برا جيري قال جنة لكن الحمد لله كان ما في حاجة حصل لمرة دي لجنة دي. مرة جيري بيقول رشيلو جنة بيقول رجيني في تحت الشجرة. دي حاجة لا نعرف. قال لي مرة إيكواتوريا مرة قوية جدا. يعني مهما كان شنو كونفيجن القى حصل في حياته تومون تقول يعني مرة إيكواتوريا بيكون قوية لدرجة إنه هو ما بيتنازل، وما بيتنازل مهما كان شنو. كويس. يعني حتى كان ذاته جوا في ذاك الاسم شنو ده في ذاك الجوبا مرة إيكواتوريا في جزء من نسوان كان تفس من ذاك الجوبا. كويس. مبرا قطع أجر مركب باتجاه بتاع اسم شنو ده باتجاه بتاع اللوجو هناك في مصر كده هناك. مبرا قطع بهناك. مبرا من بيساعدوا اس بي ال، مبرا من بيشيلوا حاجات، مو بيشيلوا صابون، مو بيشيلوا ملح، مو بيشيلوا حاجات. يعني مبرا مو بيقطع بطريقه كده يلا جيش حكومه ما قلي قومن في طريقه كده مبرا بو لازم بوصل حاجات دي بيسلموا لناس. يلا الجماعه دي بيشيلوا بقى لناس هنيانيا. كويس. لناس الوا ناس اس بي ال. يلا نسوان دي بطريقه طبعا كمان من بريجن. عشان كده مره إيكواتوريا كان يعني سهم شديد خالص في زمن تا اس بي ال ده. كويس. واتمنى يعني لو كان جونجيرنج ده ما مات في 21 يوم ولا في 22 يوم بعد ما هو جا ساين سي بي اي ده، جونجيرنج كان هيذكر مره الإيكواتوري، لانه مره إيكواتوري بجد سهم شديد خالص. كويس. فانا داير اشارك معاهم كلام تاني عشان بدي فرصه لناس. انا بتذكر زمن اس بي ال ده مو بعد مشاكل تومون ده أننا كنا قاعدين في محل اسمه بالوتاكا ده في تجاه تشولي بهناك. كنا قاعدين هناك زمان اس بي ال جا بالليل من هاجموا ناس. طبعا دايما يا ده النظام تومون جا هاجموا ناس بالليل. يعني من جا هاجموا بالوتاكا بالليل الساعه 4 صباح ناس كانوا نايمين. اول حاجه من هاجموا بيت ابونات، مره هاجموا بيت السيسترات. يلا بعد ذاك بقى مسوتا جوتا وناس جي جري وكده. يلا ناس تحيل بدا قوم وكده. انا بتذكر اننا قاعدين منه كده على خور. يا في زول كده جري لان قال يا اخي انا انيا ديل جا يا امه تابا الشيل لنا وردوس لنا في بيت زول تاني السلطان كده. زول ده عنده محل عنده جوجو كبير كده، عنده زي كم جوجو كده في بيت. يلا في جوجو كبير في نص هوش. جوجو ده انا ما اعرف سيرته جوجو ده شنو. امه تاجر معنا كم فاميلي كده جيب يالتو من دوسنا كله في جوجو ده هناك. اس بي ال ده من جام وبدا شيلوا سيسترات، من شيلوا في ابونا كده اسمه جون كيري، من شيلوا جماعه كده عارفه له من سلا. زمان من روح قدام في محل اسمه بامبلا من وصل هناك من قال من دير اكل مره إيكواتوريا سلطان تاجر دي سلطان تا محل ده بره لي من نسوان قال يا جماعه يلا انت كن دقيق لجماعه دي قابل تكون لجماعه دي اجر غنمايات دباو غنمايات ركبوا له اس بي ال ركبوا له مناسيدا وناكلوا. طبعا زمان ده جزات ولا في جوا اجر هناك في ركبوا له من حاجات ده وناكلوا من عارفه حاجات تومن. يلا من لقيتوا كام شباب كده مع كام بنات كده كده عارفه حاجات تومن كده شيلوا. لكن بقى الشباب ده زمان فوتوا مع اس بي ال ده شباب ديل يا رجومن ترجمون ورا لانه شباب صغار. لكن بنات ديل اس بي ال شيلوا بقى نسوان. يا من زمان ده طوالي ناس بلد بره كان قال لي جماعه ديل اساسا ما جي يحاربوا اسمه الجيش حكومه. جماعه دي جا عشان دي جا قربوا بنات تنا يا بره بيجي لقيتوا بنات من جوا بلد هناك تنيجي رسولو تجا يوغندا تنيجي رجومن تجا جوبا بجاي. يعني إن من الناس التوف يجيب أن يعني توف بعد جا من باراجوك لا دي جوصل في جوبا ده almost شهر واسبوع. يعني شفت شنو بزمن توف جروا ده بس في 30 جيجا بلوم جي كلهم قال كان في بنات عمر 16 15 عمر 18 كده كله جار كابتوف ده لانه كده انقذوا حياه بنات دي لانه اس بي ال زمن ده يعني امور طبعا احتساب ده لغايه زمن ده من بعد. يعني ممكن يغتصبوا بنات، ممكن يغتصبوا نسوان، ممكن يعمل يعني حاجات بالشكل ده. يلا كانوا نغتصب نسوان. النسوان ده ذات يا بريجا شنو بريجا عطانوا لهم دقيق، بريجا ركبوا لهم، بريجا ساعدوا من ذات عرف اصلي هادل you know. يا انا در وري قالي مره إيكواتوريا مره قويه ومره إيكواتوريا ذاته يعني بجد هو عنده يد في اسمه شنو ده في نجاح بتاع اس بي ال. برغم من كان اس بي ال خلاص دير كولابس لكن يوم جاء ساين سي بي اي. لكن مره إيكواتوريا اتبرر شديد ومره إيكواتوريا وقف شديد. فشكرا.
Thank you, Patricia. Thank you. You have really given us that memory of Equatoria, that memory that takes us back to who we are and the suffering that our mothers really gone through. Thank you, Sister Ella. You're welcome to the studio. Today we want to share some topics on the area of resilience of Equatorian women. And these areas that we are touching is just, we are taking our memory back on how Equatorian women support this movement, the two tribal warlords there, Idara, the two tribal warlords, the Nueru Dinka, how Equatorian women suffered, and some of them support them to the point that fina sawinza to hasho medan, fitenina kan durubu besila, o bitefesh min musheshfa, tano bura fi midana shano bura shakla ile kan fizo la likotoria la bikingal wita durbita fi kura wita gija le shunu ke no, we have to reach that target. Manam shi beit shedid nyandeng de zato abu nyalama alisimto nyandeng gareng de nyandeng de bika tarajil to nasmuni ali mulo zaman gereng mutu de bika de ikotorini ya amolo nuswan gili mukashap min hila nuswan rane di furakabu sacrifice kore dinka zatu ma kore gereng ze ikotorin kore gereng de taran najib lan najeri mata abelalia so haja bigger decision alasa zatu ina ikotorin also fogo root cause the problem de kulu gereng body kede shilu fi klanto kano indu gutia na kalwa benu kano indu rokuba kano indu amara body chode bitalamin jo juba enak de mahalta heroes tanna fi akhi heroes tanna fi asa dinka bora yam de kulu shilu mahalata Equatoria de kulu different locations kulu mon occupy tamam nyandeng ma bifata gas mato o nyandeng benefsa to shilu mahala mata to. It is really shocking. وبعدين حاجه ثانيه انه بينيالامات ولا سوي جامل hypocrisy ده او سبب او لحد هسه قاعد هي من ولايه وناس ولايه ذاته ما قد فاهم هي عشان تبعرف كوتورين قلبه تو من دكين انا يا كان قلت لنا chance تكلمت هي تنياندين ذاته بوكي فوتا ولايه القلت له قال appreciation عشان مره تاجرين ده لانه عامل شنو للنسوان في إيكوتوريا region what offer gali foundation tanyandeng al represent gereng to help nuswan hatta payment hatta madrasa lo shilu mahalta kemta kuku o shilu by force of fata fogo madrasa ta Dr. John Gereng de madrasa do fata is a private school and very expensive al zatu ile bes dinka ya gagara fogo. So my sister, I want to welcome you. Sorry, kama kena mako to stress tena tayete Equatorial more. You have to like introduce yourself, and then you can just talk something briefly on a question that I've put before of what is a resilience of an Equatorian woman to you. How can you put it in an expression that can show some points that we can understand our nature, how we are able to be so strong in so many difficulties, up and down, and in our own social issues, combined with hajata politics, combined with humiliation, the rujalta na fi Equatoria land. So I want you just to put a point. I will give you 3 minutes. You can express yourself and you can also greet the audience. Welcome. Hello.
Hello, everybody. Hi.
Yes. Hi, how are you? Yeah, how are you?
I'm fine.
We were graced with your presence today in our forum. This is your home. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, well, thank you. I've been listening to your conversations and the questions you put about the resilience of our Equatorian women. Oh, our Equatorian women are real fighters. They're real fighters. They stood behind their men in good time, bad time, thick and thin, black and white, and they died for their country, the country that is supposed to be peaceful, accommodating everybody in their places. And unfortunately, all the effort our women put to support the fighting men have gone to the drain. It's not been recognized until the day of today, and our women are still suffering. Our Equatorian women are not anywhere to be compared with any other women. when it comes to the responsibility that comes with a lot of other things to accomplish with. One is taking care of the children when the husbands are in the bush fighting. Two, taking care of those who are fighting for their freedom. Three, all efforts they put combined is just a support. That moral support was very, 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 very important just to keep their men going. Without their support, their men couldn't have stood all the odds on their ways. Our Equatorial women, I don't know, I have no words to resemble them for. All the hardship, they can withstand it. You put them in the desert, they will get you water from nowhere else. You put them in the forest, they will get you food from nowhere else. You put them in the middle of ocean, they will get you food from nowhere. These people are not ordinary people. Those who have humiliated them, they owe Equatorian women a lot. What they've done to them, nobody else have done it. And until the day of today, you can see in the bushes there, they still can stand. Just look at those ones on the screen behind you. What are they carrying? The most essential thing for life. They don't flee their homes empty-handed. Kids, water, food, they can do anything. These men who betrayed our women's trust and betrayed our mothers owe them a lot, and we have seen the worst from them. I cannot have a heart to forgive the SPLM men for what they've done to our women, the rape, the killing, the torture, the burning. They have forgotten all the good things our women have done for them. They have to carry the guilt in their hearts. I want my message to get to them clearly. This is just a small thing I could say.
Thank you very much, sister. Indeed, you have spoken it all out, and this is what is within our hearts. You know, some women cannot express it out, but when we come out and we speak, it's like we are bringing what they have really suffered for out and clear, so that at least the enemy we know that we mean what we are saying. When we reach the point that we want to be a region of our own, we really mean it. Because at least we can raise our kids the way we were raised. Even we grew in the war, but at least we will have another dimension of bringing our kids up, and then when put for them history, and they will know that they need to defend that land. They will not let it go again. And if we keep on pursuing what we want, one day God will bless us with the desires of our hearts as Equatorian women. An Equatorian woman is a woman who can build a foundation with bricks that is thrown to her. And not forgetting that there is a treasury in her hips from her enemy, and a rebellion in her heart, and a magic in her mind. She can be calm, but the day when she will decide and say no, this is the day the enemies that are dominating our land will know who are the Equatorian women, because they did a lot. Even during getting time, they take girls, they rape girls, and still Equatorians keep on supporting them by Shilu Khorufan La Sakir, Mahajat min Malzara, Iyal Birasulu Barfa, a lot of stuff that at least can nazi same on the real human beings. For anyway, I don't mean to insult them, but this is the point I can say. Umo kanindo ihsas the human being, they will really appreciate that region. Umo nzatu bijana kumbigeni be hof, lakin alela fadia tadinka mafi. Ana maruf punishment tadinka ba amulushunu. Maybe barfalomon mangata yambio debe teshiti alamon bigeni safa fe adimanga debe nyalama. Well, I don't know, barfomon fibele tamundari yalamon biga bisafa ilagbe. I don't know. punishment dinka bikun shunu. Ashan kida the best thing dinka should just leave Equatorial land in peace. Can in peace or in pieces? Money be decide. So I will go back to you, Patricia, with one more question. What can you talk about, and what can you say about our culture, our Equatorian culture?
Okay, yeah. About our culture, my dear sisters.
Equatorian
culture
women.
very
Culture tana de fogo shunu sirto shunu alnas al zamangi wazao cultures de malaika deja jelinas dinka. Can you explain to us more about that?
Yeah, about our culture, Jama. Culture tana is a very unique culture. But then zaman ana maruf zeta kelim galfini zaman gesimu culture yala nisitu dinka de. Culture tana de tabanta kangila hezasere. Dinga gehawil, mo gehawil copy culture tana. Na taban ka Equatorians, wale mara Equatoria. Anna nas muhtaramin shadid. Nagi respect haja lismu human being. حاجه اسمه انسان ربنا خلقه في الدنيا ده عندنا جي ريسبكت شديد خالص. وانا طبعا ربنا خلقه فوق عندنا قلبه بتاع بيس، قلبه بتاع السلام. يعني طبعا بيلقوا ايكوتوريا لما يقوم لك، ايكوتوريا ما بيقوم لك ساكت، ايكوتوريا بيقوم لك اللي جيت عملوا تو ماتش. ايكوتوريا دايما بيحب يعيش في سلام، ايكوتوريا دايما عنده صبر. ايكوتوريا في كالتشر تاعنا عندنا صبر، ما في ايكوتوريا تاني كده كان قالي عندنا ايكوتوريانز مثلا عندنا كده او كده. ايكوتوريانز في كالتشر تاعنا ما حس يوم نجي شكل بعد تانو. أنا أساسا كالتشر أنا جوري قال أنا واحد، أنا عيال تزول واحد. أنت كان رافي هيستوري، أنا جينا أسأله في يوم كبير كده، إن شاء الله يوم ده كده ربنا طول الأمور تو جونس معنا يومي. وجا حكي لنا عن كالتشر أنا، وجا حكي لنا كيف أنا ريليتد. قال لي كوتورة ده بصراحة كده كان قال لي كده وجينا حكي الكوتورة ده كله 39 قبيلة ده إذا كان حابب شمون مين في زمن الكرييشن تبلغوا الكوتورة نزل مون أساسا عندهم blood related. like مثلا من eastern لwestern لcentral تبلغوا قال لي الكوتورة نزل أساسا كله كده ملخبطين. لكن الحاسة حاليا مثلا حاليا كده في زمن تنا زي انا مثلا بكين امه تايلو توكو ابو تاي تشولي، انا لسه بكين قالوا امه تايلو توكو ابو تاي تشولي. ان كان نرجع ورا هناك بيجي لقوا قال لي ابو تاي ملخبط مع باري، وباري ده ذاته بيكون ملخبط مع زاندي، وداك هناك بيكون ملخبط مع كده، وانت بتقول كده اصلا كويس. سو عشان كده كالتشر تاعنا very unique. وانا كمان ايكوتوريانز بجد أننا we are so إحنا we are very decent people في كل حاجات في معاملة. أنا جيت أعمل دايما كويس، أنا ما جيت أعمل بالروتنس ولا أنا جيت جيب يدا مثلا أنا بيكون تعب في زمن مثلا إذا حاجة حصل أنا دايما جيت أنا جرو أنا جيت take slow motion like أنا دايما ما جيت act very quick. So عشان كده culture تاعنا فرق من culture تا جمادل، من culture تاع ناس upper nile، من culture تاع ناس اسمه شنو برغازات. عشان كده كانوا ايكوتوريان زيل ما من زمن تاعنا، ممكن زمن تاعنا سيري بيجي تلقوا في ايكوتوريانز جي اجي ايكوتوريا تاني، في ايكوتوريا تاني ما جي اجري مع ايكوتوريا تاني. لكن لا، لان انت رجع ورا تلقوا ايكوتوريان زيل اساسا ما حسوا يوم شكل بعد. كان من ايسترن قوم لا يروح شكل ما ويسترن هناك ما في، ولا من ويسترن جا شكل ما سنترال ما في كويس. عشان كده دي او كالتشر تاعنا، ودي او ذاته حاجه لسيبو. الناس كلها عارفين ايكوتوريانز زي ما الناس منو يوم تيك ادفانتج ايكوتوريانز because culture تاعنا ياو دايما كوت أنا بيجا بالطريقه دي زي ده. إتانو كوت أنا إنه أنا هنا دايما إن عندنا respect number 1، peace number 2، and عندنا unity. Our unity is number 1 and then the rest دي او فعلا culture تاعنا كده مثلا اي زول تاني ما جا كان قال culture تاع Equatorians مثلا مو ناس مشاكل، او مو مثلا ناس بيكره ناس، او مو مثلا ما عندهم peace في لين بتاعهم. لا، صفات دي كله عندنا لانه culture تاعنا يقول لنا في حاجات دي كله. and thank you. and then culture تاعنا culture تمام شديد. كانت لقوا كله قبائل ديل 39 قبيله، ولا كان ما اعرف 42 قبائل في داخل الإيكواتوريا ده. culture تاعنا قيافه سيسي، ما في قبيله في داخل الإيكواتوريا قال culture تو ما جميل. culture جميل. مثلا انت بيجا مثلا جزء من قبائل اللي هو في ايسترن ولا كان في ويسترن kanta enu mara gija gedim haja la rajul bidengir falta kanta ligo jena abuto na do de kelim lo haja te ligo jena de bijere bidengir falta عندنا قال في culture تنا mara ma binadi rajul be isim binadi besim abu filan ite bilgo fi culture tana deman yani ite kan wale gite su mara te bilgo biniade bidengi raso tehit mahma kan shunu uma barfa raso fok wala bi agi uzol de zatal gite sode ufi culture tana ite bilgo gali mara deman endu yed endu hinade endu mana fi hayata fi dakil bet mara umda wendu mana huwa fi dakil bet lanu o yagi lid bedde o yagi wori teriga ta respect ويا جوري طريقه مثلا ايال بتعمل كيف مع الناس الكبار ولا ايال بتعمل كيف مع ناس برا في الشارع ولا جوا بيت ولا للجيران ولا اي حاجه سو دي كالتشر تاعنا اصلا انا بجي فينا كمان كده دي فرصه لاخوات تانيين ديل and thank you.
Thank you, Patricia. Thank you. And it says, God is within her and she will not fall. This is Psalms 46:5. And this is none other than Equatorial women of resilience. She is the woman who is beautiful, full of identity and her culture. That gives her hopes for praying for that land of her ancestors and encouraging our youth to wake up and fight for their right and for their land, mean domination of the enemy. So right now, I'll give my sister Ella to answer this question that I'm going to throw to you. At this moment, let me say this season that we are in, this storm that we are in of Equatoria, what can you say, if I may ask you, what is your idea on the political scenario in Equatoria right now? I can repeat the question again. What is your idea on the political scenario in the Equatorial region right now? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Can you,
I have issues with network, but I don't know if you can if you have heard my question.
can you just repeat it again? I think I was not and was I
Okay. Okay.
was,
What is your idea? What is your idea on the political scenario in the Equatorial region right now? What Equatoria are facing? What is your idea? What can you say about the scenario that is going on within Central Equatoria, Western Equatoria, and Eastern Equatoria?
Yeah, it's a very devastating situation. You know, as a human being, you are in your own land, in a new country that is supposed to be developing and preparing for a bright future for all. And then suddenly, all of a sudden, over 16 years, things have deteriorated from worse to worse. And now Equatoria finds itself plunged into another war, which was unnecessary at all, and we don't know why. Equatoria is suffering. All the Equatorians, women, men, and children are subjected to brutal murder. Brutal murder, torture, forceful exile to refuge in neighboring country, or internally displaced in their own country. Their lands have been confiscated, grabbed. Their homes are tortured into ashes. Our children are suffering just because of two tribes. The ego of taking other people's land. They came with the idea of domination. They have their own plan, and I'm talking particularly with the regime. They have their plan to implement. The implementation of their plans, the hidden agenda that came out after the death of Garang, is the one that causing us all this devastation. They have their agenda, they have their hidden agenda, and they're working on it. It destroys our livelihood. It has robbed us from everything. And I don't know why. Why should Equatorian politicians let us down to this extent? My blame and my finger of blame just right to our politicians, those who are in power there. They let us down. They let us down in the way that they let their two tribes manipulate everything fully. Our people have been chased out of their homes, their homeland. Our ancestral land, we've been denied the right to live on it. We've been called Ugandans, we've been called Kenyans, we've been called Congolese. We don't belong to the country. We are not the citizen of that country. For God's sake, we fought. You have elaborated everything there, how resilient our women are, supporting their men behind the movement. And today we've been denied all those rights, even to live on our own ancestral land. Why should our people live in refugees camp? What have we done to deserve all this? Everybody on this earth have got their own ancestral land. Why leave their land and occupy other people's land? They create defensive forces for them to protect themselves. But other people have been left vulnerable. In a way, you just fall a prey. They feast on you anytime they want. Is that the country we fought for? I believe everybody fought for that country in a different ways. Why should they deny us? All the murders are being committed by the unknown gunmen. Those unknown gunmen are the security apparatus who are in uniform during the day times, and at night they are the ones who are killing people. They are well known to kill. And he's a Kolkur who is behind all this. We have a lot with these two people. Kir manipulated everything for his advantage. Our women, they claim they marry. If you marry a woman, that woman you marry is supposed to be with you. Wherever you be, the woman will follow you. Not you, the man, follow the woman where the woman is. Today, they claim that they marry Equatorian women, and that grant them full, that gives them full, I just forgot the word. It gives them the full right to stay in Equatoria. That is not our culture. In our African culture, especially in Equatoria in particular, when you marry somebody, you take your wife with you into your land. You don't bring the wife don't bring her husband into the into her family. That is a disgrace. In our culture and tradition, when you marry somebody, You have to have a respect for the family, respect for your in-laws, brother-in-laws, sister-in-laws, whoever in that family. But unfortunately, the disgrace these SPLA men have shown in our Equatorial land is awful. How can you rape your daughter-in-law? How can you rape your mother-in-law? How can you rape your sister-in-law? All these family members, they are related to your wife. It doesn't have to be relationship in blood. They don't consider that. And yet you come here, oh, my wife is an Equatorian. I marry from Equatoria. Is that the pride for you? In front of us, you boast your wife from Equatoria, and your unknown gunmen are going out to rape our children. Do you think that respect will be there? We've lost respect for any Dinka man. Whether he married from Equatoria or he married from where, we do not have that respect. That respect is gone. We do not have anything to do with them. I want my Equatorial sisters to listen to this. How do you feel it? The man you love, who married you, at night become an unknown gunman and goes out there and rape your sisters, your mothers, your grandmom, babies, and then tomorrow he will wear the uniform, goes to work. I did not hear their point of view. I wish one of them would just be very brave enough to come and tell us how do they feel with all these brother-in-laws of theirs. I'm just talking from the point of view of a woman. That trust and relationship is gone. I feel there is no politics there. It's just a mess and heads in muds. There is no politics in South Sudan. A jungle of madness. If Dinka wants to restore trust between us, they have to go to their land.
Well, thank you so much, sister. You really make my heart to just feel like at this moment I'm almost shed to tears, but I can say thank you for your words, and thank you for also bringing points that really make sense. Well, time will come. Time will come. Our Equatorian men will show them one day. It's just a matter of time. Our dignity will be restored again. We have to just have that hope. Yeah, because right now, with what our people are coming up with and opening their eyes, and now they really know who is the real enemy of the land. One day, Dinka will just leave that land, whether they like it or not. I'm now going to go to Auntie Patricia. I want to just throw one question, and I will give you 3 minutes only in that question, Patricia. I want to just say, Behalata educational right now in Equatoria, Greater Equatoria, the type of education that now our Equatorian children are going through, and the history that is really diverted, is starting from the history of Gereng. There's an echo. I don't know if you, Patricia. Patricia,
Yeah,
I think you are mine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
I'm still putting the question.
yeah, put the question, but I want to tell you, you guys can go ahead because I'm picking my daughter. Just give me like,
Okay.
yeah, give me like, and then I'll join you guys back again.
Okay, thank you, Patricia. Yeah, have
Okay,
a nice
okay, go
time.
ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, then I can divert to my sister Ella. So I have a question here concerning the education within the greater Equatoria right now, the education that our children are learning, the type of education and the standard itself and the quality that is being handled by the enemy. And even the history is changed completely. The history starts from Gering, I think. So with this one, don't you think if we go towards the end and towards the future, it's like our generation is losing out in education? Even the education before, during the Jalaba and the fighting, it was not to this extent that I'm seeing, where you will see students in the university are struggling, and here Dinka is pushing the secretary to Gen Council to be like a member inside the university because of just security issues, political issues, not looking into education itself. You'll find somebody in high school sometimes, even reading is a problem. To read is a problem. So with this, if we are going to like say we have to wait until one day it can correct, it's like we are losing generation here. Because few people who are struggling are able to put their kids in good school. At least you'll find some can send their children to Kampala, but not everybody can afford that. For us as Equatorian women, how do you see this thing will lead this generation and maybe the coming generation if we don't work hard to fix Equatoria together? Lano, sometimes people look at us like it's a joke, but this is something that we need to really take it serious if we really want to be Equatoria like the Equatoria before, the greater Equatoria. So I just want you to just elaborate on this, some few points that at least we can understand what is your thinking on that. Because they are also destroying not only the economy and other things, but education itself. They're also putting us down while their kids is they take them out of the country, East Africa or maybe Egypt or maybe some scholarship that they know it's only Dinka that can go. But thank God some countries they don't just allow somebody to send somebody. You have to go through like interview. Yeah. So you can just talk. Patricia, mic is on. I don't know.
Hello? Yeah. Anyway, it's unfortunate that up to now in South Sudan, majority of the children don't receive proper education. They don't receive proper education simply for the reason that there is no curriculum for schools published or prepared by the Ministry of Education. Not only that, there are qualified teachers, but their morale is down simply because they work but they don't get paid. And then thirdly, the food security is not good in the country. Some children, their parents cannot afford proper meals for them to sustain them for the whole day. And therefore, even if they go to school, suddenly they drop off because there is no energy and there is nothing lively to keep them going to school or lift their morale up to go to school. So these are the challenges our children are facing towards education. And for that reason, you find the standard of the pupils at school is very, very, very low. And for those who can afford to take their children to the neighboring countries to receive better education, they will just leave the country. You will find most of the children are in boarding school in Kampala, Kenya, Ethiopia, wherever. But for the poor parents who cannot afford it, their children's education just disappear in the middle here. It's just all the question goes back to the government. It's just lack of will to put the system in place so that those who are in Juba or in the whole of South Sudan, their children will benefit from the education. And the system is just designed deliberately to cut off the poorer families' children out of the mainstream schools. So our parents, our children's parents in the entire South Sudan, they have a lot of challenges. Even themselves, they don't have proper employment. And how can I send my child to a school if I don't have any earnings to buy them uniform, to buy them books, pens, and even sometimes they will ask for school fee to be paid or transport fee. These are all the demoralizing factors that brings the morals of the children to drop off from school, and most of them end up on the street. If you count, the street children are more, their number are more than the children that goes to school. All this goes back to the government. The government have budget to allocate for other unnecessary things, forgetting the most important things for the generation. These are our generation. Their future is just getting lost in the middle of this mess. Who is going to fix the system? It's something designed deliberately for other children not to get better education. We have a lot of things to do to fix that country and to take care of our next generation.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much for your points about the education. This is something really painful to us Equatorians, because education has never reached to this level as an education system for. But then secondly, they don't pay even the teachers. Yeah,
Yes,
I don't
that
know.
thing
Now
brings them
these
all
are the
down.
real enemies. Walai ta hakuma al-asa idara ta dinka masi Equatorial. These are the real enemies. Monja Aslan, maybe just revenge. Not even maybe. This
Revenge
is
and
just a
destroy.
revenge.
Yeah, destroy the grassroots. They start the destruction from the grassroots, and it's deliberately. But
Land since
we are going to fix that. They cannot defeat us. We are going to fix that, and the day will come.
now we the Equatorian women, as I'm just talking in the point of resilience, we are resilient, yeah. And you can find now the Equatorian women, the way they hustle, the way they put things to sell, to put that food on the table, which is one meal a day, maybe evening. After everyone is now in the house, then people can share. This is how now the life and now they push not to that limit. Like again, they won't leave you even to have peace of mind in your own business. The small business is still your challenge on that business. How come at some point, if you open a place, you'll find also by the zaman bigofulu. I don't know now, Nazde Bezapt Kida, the way they are dealing with Equatorians. They think now Equatorians are bigger, heartless, and like that maybe cannot even think of their future and decide. Aulat Tanna Rasagamul business within Equatorial region. Nas de bija, we go for business taki jua ena taki basuru, galta gi support rebel. Kanta shana explain, galta magi support rebel basuru, then they will close your shop. Yani mona kaman trying to control economic properly ashanita konzato mabager tala min points then. Tak mabager tala to stand on your own and support each other. You cannot do that. Alela mara tare is de. Algina doni galinya ndeng did wele kan ayen did de. Itakun fi business ta gold fi koboita. Itakun fi business ta petrol in other fi mahalata petrole. Itakun ki focus fi big businesses. Itakun wahid de itakun bi grape land ma iyalta kitakun gabinu. Itakun wahid de Equatorial al-meskin da albes fata kande saloon wala shunu just to get something for the table. Itakun lisa bijaya na itakun bishiru business out and then you do it for yourself and you pay almost kande iya. Yani fighting people to the limit alta bikin galinas they are not there for good. Ana marf Equatorians and Lisa give belief gali unity they can work there. Ana marf anyway in what sense mon bifekiru. Lakin for me, I'm just thinking Equatorians need to stand on their own and juru gis investment jamade. Umonde they have to just decide can we leave Equatorial land alone le Equatorians. Ashan nas bager tan limu sotomon sawa. Because it's just matter of 4 years or 5 years. Equatoria de be disappear. Jamade making nefsa tamam. So my question is, as ze terigal na gura fogo, Equatorian guy zede hizar ma hizar. Ze kanu we are not serious. This something will not happen. Ita guy le nahiya ze Equatorian zede. What message will you try to give them of encouragement or hope? Almon barab gari, if we work together and we cooperate anna kuli kotorinde we will get what we want ashan fini hai anna ma iyal haram they are the ajdatanna and we have a right lakin still I will come to the point where you said politicians anna yajibinna tehed lo kan min zaman dak umon wari wash tomon ta equatorians umon nasmunu maybe lakin ana zato gani in another sense is still hajat de kan ma burakwes kan nasriya kal giken galumon powerful dalilo mon they are broken down zede so ile besin na ya be rescue nafsa tanna benefsa tanna equatoria. Yeah. So the guy, what message of hope would you love to give Equatorians so that they will know Galium Tani nation, they can be a great nation for everybody. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I just want them to come into their sense that there is nothing will unite us with these people. Al Gifekir girl that unity will work, they should know that they are the one calling for the unity, but the other side is not prepared for the unity. Ita hungamal haja and you pray for that unity to happen, they will go and do something opposite. Just look at the killing of the two nuns. What message is that? They are supposed to be preparing to come for this Rome talk. ومنعمل شنو؟ مش ضربوا سيستراد وحرقوا اخوانا في عربيه ده معناه شنو؟ هم ما دايرين سلام. لازم هم بعمل حاجه عشان بقوتوا obstacle that peace ما يجي. How can you unite with that kind of human being? How can you unite with them? How can you make peace with them? خليكي من سنجيدي revitalize peace بتاعهم ده. How many times is being postponed? How many times have been deferred until it expired? This all allows unity. This all allows salam. I don't know if there is anything can unite us. This is just my personal opinion. Let the Equatorians wake up and make the right decision for themselves.
Yes, thank you for giving that point.
We just have to come to reality. It's our life, it's our land, and it's our existence. We are the one to choose. Nobody will choose for us. Can we really coexist with them? This is just a question for everybody to answer.
Thank you very much. Sorry, I saw there is Magdalene in the studio. Magdalene, sorry, أنا جديد في StreamYard, so I couldn't manage it properly. But if you are there, I would love you to greet the audience so that I can also ask you a question. But welcome to the forum. Yeah, it's our home. It's our home for Equatoria, where we can voice for the voiceless. Thank you. You're welcome. Unmute if you are there.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, Magdalene. Welcome. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
hi
can just
everybody.
greet audience and then
Yeah,
I will throw you one question.
أنا قاعد صوت clear also.
Yeah, so taki clear. Sorry, come on, you have stayed for long. Ana ma kutubala na jai nasa.
I was driving even at to work. That's why I can't even just get right away and be on time with this meeting. But thank you for inviting me. My name is Magdalene. I'm from Equatoria, East Equatoria, and I'm the Salem audience because ما في مشكلة. هسه أنا بس
Thank you.
جاهزة في الشغل، لكن أنا بكون عايزكم هسه في مناقشتكم.
Okay.
في زمان أنا بذكركم بس، لكن بس like I was there just about like maybe 20 minutes. كان زمان في أنا بشارك معكم وأنا I will let you know.
But would you be able to share Asa or later you are at work so that I can refer
Yeah,
some questions also to my sister Ella?
yeah. أنت ما أقدر أسأل question them by the time I will be ready. I will just getting ready right now.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sister Ella, you can just brief us on your idea on the problem that now our Azande people in Western Equatoria are facing. What can you say about the situation that is there, and what do you think can be
Hello? Yeah, the situation in
minds to think,
Western
and then what support do you think will be a good support at this time? Yeah, thank you.
I think the situation in Western Equatoria at the moment is not pleasant at all, and it's so unfortunate that the government with its apparatus managed to throw conflict between the two peaceful communities to the extent now they plunge into fighting each other, which is not good at all. And the situation is just keep deteriorating from one day to another where they are now. So for me, the two communities, the elders from the two communities really have to re-examine the political indifferences that has been imposed on them that led to this misfortunate war to occur between them. Azande and the Balanda have lived and coexist peacefully for a long time. So it is just the politicians who are causing all the instability in the whole region. It's not an easy thing for us to discuss because we did not know how the J1 cooked the plan to destroy the two peaceful communities. It's for the chiefs to sit down and just find a common ground between them. I know it's not easy, but hopefully it will happen. They have to know that this conflict is not by, it is designed by some people in the government. They are working on it, and we know that, and we have to leave it for the people who are handling it. I don't want to go into the depth, but what is happening there is now the responsibility of our communities, not only for the Western Equatoria alone. We need to give support for all the families, the children, the elderly, the disabled, the vulnerables, we call them. As Equatorians, we just have to put our hands together to raise some fund and give them the support they needed at the moment. That include the shelter, include clean water, some food, medicine, and all these need our support. We need to raise some fund to send them the, the needs.
Thank you for what you're saying. Yeah, if those people who would love to contribute, is there some contacts that you know you can even just say so that some people can reach to them, and then if someone wants to contribute, at least they know where they can contact. Yeah.
Yeah, we have some links in our forum, which is active now, and we have some other humanitarian organization. We have one based somewhere here, and I'm a member of it, and I give my contribution to it.
Okay, thank you. Welcome, Rukita Manibe. Welcome to the studio. Ana Jadid for StreamYard, so I'm not that perfect. If I miss you, yeah, this is your home, and you can greet the audience. And I just want to say welcome before I could give you a question. Yeah. Issues with net. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, this is Ella. Are you speaking to me?
Yeah, sorry, I have a network switch, but I want to welcome Rukita Maniba. Yeah, to the studio. This is your home. Are you free? You can greet your audience and introduce yourself so that before I could give you one question. Welcome. Hello. I don't know, is it my internet or? Hello. Okay, Sister Ella, can you hear me? Ella, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, maybe she has problem with network. Let me just give you one more question, then we'll wait if she can hear now, then I can ask her. Yeah, what is the role of Equatorian? This is question to you, Sister Ella. What is the role of Equatorian women in this season of the fight of the two tribal warlords that is verging them to the point of tears, and at the same time they are dealing with the challenges of the people who cannot even comprehend common sense, and then by the time when they realize that they are already in this cage of the problem, Now they're crying out for solution to the rape, land grabbing, and everything. So with these kind of points that I'm putting to you, I want you to come out with a word of encouragement to all Equatorian women who are suffering, who are raped, who their land have been taken by force, and there is no one who can return to them. I just want you to put some points out here before we can wait for my sister if the network is back.
Okay. Well, some of our women who have gone through so much, I think with the atrocities, especially the rape, looting, displacement, I definitely know that they're all traumatized. And that trauma comes with the fear and insecurity. Fear and insecurity takes a lot of moral, emotional thoughts out of the body. It's like you can see them alive, but inside there, they are empty. That emptiness is a problem for them. That causes psychological problem. And that psychological problem needs counseling. And that counseling services need to be provided for them, and they should be handled professional to release what is bothering them and find some support. And I'm just wondering if they have gone through all those supports in where they are, those who are in refugee camps and those who are in the IDPs and those who are still in the jungles. I know some of them, after all those atrocities, they just disappeared in the forest. Getting those counseling support for them is really, really important. And those support will not just come out of blue, it has to be organized. And I don't know if any of these humanitarian organizations have that kind of support to deliver for those who are really in need. And this will be one of the important roles for us if we can help in those areas. And then the other thing also is to keep them busy, just something to keep their minds out of those thoughts, because when you stay in one place and doing nothing, all those things will be lingering in your head. You need to be doing something that will keep you busy and get you out of those thoughts. And for all those to happen is they needed support, humanitarian support, and those support can be from donations. That donation is like fundraising, anything that you can give, material or food or clothing items, anything that can help them.
Thank you very much. Another question that I will throw to you. I know you are tired, but it's almost finishing. Have you ever thought of empowering women and that is like just with ideas? I don't know if you have happened to have interaction with those that in the camp, that those Equatorian women who are in different camps, Kakuma, Ajumani, I don't know the other one is called what, and there's another one also in Congo. If you guys can look to the suffering of our Equatorian women, you are just pushed from home. You thought maybe camp is safe, but at the end of the day, you find yourself even having challenges beyond, to the point some might reach a point of committing suicide. So for me, I was just saying, like, the idea is, yeah, back home is not is no more safe for them, but meanwhile, when they're in the camp, what kind of hope and vision, or maybe if there are some other organizations that can be like engaged to support them, what can you say in that area as you, Ella, to them?
Well, we think of making an organization, creating an organization with a vision to support the women in the camp with some activities that can be productive and they can make some business out of it.
Hello?
Uh, yes,
Yeah, you want me
can
to
you?
repeat the question to you again?
Yeah, that's fine, no problem.
Yeah, I was just saying, you being Ella, what would you come up with if you are to be put to come with empowerment plan for our Equatorian women who are in different camps? Like there are some in Congo, side of Congo, camps, some in Ajimani, some in Kakuma. What are the plans that you think, if you're given that authority or if you have that power and energy, in terms of like an organization, if you are to have, what plans do you think would be possible for them to solve their
Oh, well, I think creating a charitable organization will be something that we can do. That through that charitable organization, we can write some projects, and those projects they can make some small businesses out of it, whereby they can create for them, they can get some income out of it and fill their time and make some beneficiary outcome from it. It's like you just generate some little coins from here and there just to support them for their daily needs.
Yeah,
Hello?
thank you.
You're
Yeah, hello,
welcome.
I can hear you. Thank you. There is Rukita Manibe in the studio. Welcome. But I don't know if her mic is on. Welcome. No, her mic is not on. Yeah, maybe we can try after some time. So another
Right.
question is, hello.
Yeah. Maybe you can write for her some small notes so that she can
Yeah,
see it.
I'll check. Yeah, yeah. Now, as we go through, I would want you to talk to me something briefly about the strengths, the greatest strengths and the weakness of the Equatorial region in terms of human rights. The
Yeah.
strengths and the weakness in terms of human rights. What are the Equatorian greatest strengths and weakness in terms of human rights within the region?
Oh, well, when we start with the human rights, unfortunately, I could tell you that there is no human rights in that land. As you can see, the government and its security apparatus have taken everything into their hand. They do everything just brutally as they want, in the daylight or in the darkness. And you, the innocent person or the victim, you don't have any right. and nobody is defending you as long as the judiciary system is fully controlled by one ethnic tribe. So there is no law. It's a lawless country. There is no human right there. As simple as that.
Thank you. And then one more question attached to this question. Since there were organizations there already that, like let me say the Human Rights Commission, and then there's some NGOs that deals with like Amnesty. What is making them to be crippled down completely that they are not even functioning properly? Is it maybe the government is bribing them, or maybe there are some other things that is making them not to function the way they are supposed to do? Because I know this is Africa. In other places, human rights don't react like as if it is in the Western world. So I don't know in our case like South Sudan,
Yeah,
what
I
is making the
think
organization not to show their muscles as human
yeah,
rights
I
officers?
think I think the organization inside the country there, they cannot do anything because the government control everything, the judiciary system, the court, the police, everything is just being controlled with them by them. Even if the Amnesty International have the evidence and everything, when it comes to the point of prosecution, the case will just collapse. So their hands are tied inside there. What they can do is from outside to blow the whistle for the international community. That's the only thing they can do. There is no accountability in that country. You commit a crime, if you belong to the system, then your case can go nowhere.
Thank you very much. So at the end of the day, we will just reach a point, Equatorial need to separate. Equatorial need to work hard for their own region so that they can have their own police, they can have their own military, they can have their own kind of organizations that can really be of protection to the region of Equatoria by the Equatorians. Because at the moment when you're having your region and then somebody who is a stranger, somebody from another place which is even not connecting to you culturally, is the one managing you, talking to you to his language. We have to reach a point. Equatoria has to go and be a region on its own. It's not something that people should take it lightly, because mistakes there happen, Zaman. Because if we can organize ourselves even before the CPA as Equatorians in that table, we should have the Nuer, the Dinka, the Equatorian in that same table of CPA. But mistakes have happened. What we need to do now is just this time round, Equatoria first, then the whole country. This is what we need to stick on. Equatoria first, then the whole country. The way
Uh,
Dr. Hakim said last time, because every time Equatorians sacrifice the country first and then now their interests. But this time round, Equatorial interests first, and then after that we'll talk on other issues. That's why we are really focusing on our way to our destination, which is our own land. لأنه إحانات الحصل كتير في Equatorial region ده it is beyond لدرجة مقابر تعدات تنا بيكروجو بكتفوقو investment and people are just keeping quiet. عشان كده يومي كان عادو غاس وريتا غاس كود أو بكين قال خلاص ده بيجا زول ده زي. So for me, I'm just thinking حاجة لسه challenges that Equatorial Gura base we need to like put our hands together. As زي مشاكل تيامبيو ده مشاكل is really also something that is going to like shake Equatoria a little bit, but it needs us as Equatorians all to stand with the Azande people so that we can be able to work so hard for that nation that we are dreaming of. Yeah. And I want to ask you one more question. I know Patricia is here. Welcome, Patricia. I'll give you a question after Ella because I would want her also to answer this question so that she doesn't miss the point on the human rights thing. Uh, my sister Ella, I want you to tell me about the experience which you analyze, maybe sometimes back or evaluate, and you chose to like put some answers within your heart that can serve Equatoria in terms of the Equatoria being a region, and in terms of Equatoria plans for their economy. So I'm just saying, put for us this point in 3 minutes, and then come. I'll come back and ask Patricia.
I think at the moment, Equatorians have been deprived from everything. Economically, they have almost nothing. They're producing nothing economically since the economy is being controlled by the government. So Equatorians have to think thoroughly in how and what they will be able to sustain themselves economically, because now our natural resources are being controlled by the Dinkas, our borders are being controlled, we don't grow our food locally, we don't produce anything locally, we depend fully on everything coming from outside. So we become consumers and we do not produce, and our money value has fallen down. Our currency is not valuable. We use dollars instead of our local currency, which is very, very, very unfortunate that some of our families cannot afford some food on the table, which is very bad. We do not have anything there to value our economy with, and our people don't benefit from the oil revenue. We hear about it, there is oil, there is money, but our people don't benefit from it. So for our economy to thrive, I think we need to start producing our food locally, and we have to have some industries that can generate jobs for people around, and from there we can have employment and salaries that will change people's life. But if we still live under this government, I'm not sure if Equatorian will have the chance to develop themselves to improve their economy. So this is an obstacle. And my evaluation for that is the way how I look at our economy in general for South Sudan. We do not have anything coming in. We do not produce, but we depend mostly on exports. يعني ما في أي حاجة بنتجو محلي. Even طماطم ساكت, we export it from the neighboring country, which is very sad. There is nothing in the country. Our economy is just zero. It's good for the looters, but the majority are the losers. I will stop there.
Thank you. Yeah. Patricia, welcome back. You can hear me?
Yes, I can
Hello?
hear you. لكن yes, hello. في echo شديد. أنا ما أعرف في echo ده من شنو.
Maybe Ella need to mute.
Okay.
Yeah. Yala hasa ya Patricia, I have question for you. Hasa jamade, forum stomon kulu ayam de kulu, yani, people need to forgive each other. Let's go back to unity, and then mistakes alfine bihilu, kandea kalamata talande bihilu. What is your view fishikil kalamato monde? What are they trying to do? Forum school ugali forgiveness, and then there's people work together and nas bijada government and nas bagarija hello. Ana maarif tagaino firaya taki bikun kef. Iza nas de jada gali hakuma de bara yala bikun fi peace nas be forgive each other yala bade biga nas birija tani wahed South Sudan. Ana kande rasma idea taki tabikelim shono.
والله تاينو كلام ده بيضحك. انا جي استغرب لناس القي كور كل يوم قاموا الجوطه في السوشيال ميديا، ولا كان government يقونسوا، ولا كان ناس منقونس قالين ناس كده رجع في unity، ناس كده رجع في peace ده وينو؟ unity ده وينو اللي بيحصل يا جماعه؟ Equatorians ولا إنتوا كل South Sudanese حاجات اللي حصل ده كله إلى كان تكون if you guys are dumb to the extent يعني أنا ما أعرف أنا بوصفه كله Equatorians زي ما South Sudanese هم ده the dumbest people I ever know. I never seen in my life. ناس دي جوانس قالي unity، ناس دي جوانس قالي peace. يا جماعة حاجات الحاصل بطل Equatorians دي حاجات دي بيجيبوا unity، حاجات دي ما فوقوا unity. This according to me. I'm not mentally sick, but Anna, according to my what I've been seeing and what was happening really, حاجات الجهاز اللي في داخل Equatorial ده ما بيجيبوا unity يا جماعة. Those people are wasting their time. One. يا جماعة كده تكون لاحظوا Equatorial زي لا سريتا إنه كان تجي لاحظوا ده Equatorial السيلز ده اللي يقولوا سوداء من مقام لنا نويس لازم ناس بيونايت ويتا بيلقوا يجوز من دينكا مو جاكالا في نص نهار بيقول قالي ناس كده يونايت ناس كده forgive each other. زمان مونجي كاتوليك Equatorians مونجي ريب نسوان تنا الكبار لاد الزول الميت مرة ميت فلواتا مرة حامل موتو كاتولو يلا جي ريبو اي دنكاو بيجا بياركا فوقو بفوتو وجاجلي بالمون كوتو Equatorians زي ولا شاء كان forgiveness زي مناسا رغدر شنو. I don't think Equatorians بديلو من بيفورجيف من في حاجات اللي من عمل ده لانه كان فعلا من دير كده ناس forgive من كان من كده وقف فوق ده تو مالمو جينا عمل في راس Equatorians ما عرف قال فيني مون فايت مون كان في اجري في struggle ده في liberation the country ده انكوري Equatorians totally انكوري تكون they deny you guys day in daylight. They deny Equatorians. Gali Equatorians ma fight. Dinka gonus gal fini mo liberate takun Equatorians. Mo gal mo liberate takun. That's why mo nendo hak mo biagder geni fa ay lenta Equatoria. Mo bigeni fa ay rukunta Equatoria land. Itano? Ya lisa gerib data gan fi social media mo gonus kalam de. Hausa zenna gamul show zere dinka tana bijabe katibu kalam de. Do you think that will bring peace or unity? Ma fi unity. لأن أنكوريتا كونزات Equatorians ما في Equatoria هنا ده كده كان قال فينا هنا كده بيس منازل كنا نكون في بيس منازل هنا كده يكون في يونتي منازل ده Equatoria الجون الزري ده يا جماعة فاتت تكون أنا تكون يا باقي Equatorians ده زول الدفالو قروش because دينكا manipulating people أجري buy people بقروش دينكا بيو Equatorians تانين ده بقروش Equatorians are weak Equatorians are weak ده يا بيومون يا تغير مونجي تالا مونجي نين mongi please dinka mombika dinka the best dinka ajere dinka zato gi suffer zenna Equatorians lakini hata kuna no suffering the Equatorians is more than suffering of dinka ta dinka demo ni ajibu suffering dele nafsa tomo lakini the Equatorians demo ni asbab lena suffering ta ahal ta nasere. So ana maarif kalam ta peace كويس او forgiveness كده حاصل بين الناس او unity كده حاصل بين الناس يا جماعه انا يعني I'm just trying to tell you guys like 100% ajari ma bahasa nazi bes kero mokoro fi Facebook ini de zekilap lakin wallahi ma fi unity bahasa ma fi peace bahasa كويس ما في forgiveness zato lano ma fi ayi zolta na kebirte Equatoria mutu be mutu tarabana katulu ma katulu ya jamaa hasa halian shabab tana Equatoria salgi gobudu budun sabab kida kalu jua de manatu shunu malano de culture tana ze mon gi revenge asal mon gi revenge lena kalam ta kokoro zaman kokoro maka tulu dinka kutumo bes kede mo rija fi hina domon في regions tomon عشان مو بيرجع في regions tomon ده خلاص جيبوا بيجا مشكلة أصلا لنا إيكوتوريا أصلا مون جي revenge وإيكوتوريا سيسا تاني جورس قال لا 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 دينكا ده they are suffering أو دينكا ده كنا هاول أمول forgiveness أو كنا مشون دينكا سالت أمول more forgiveness شالتا إنت در create peace بينتا ما دينكا شالتا كان مثلا إنت در unity ما دينكا لسه دينكا عنده revenge جوا قلبه تو هناك فدي أو كلام تتانا جوري قالي ما في peace ما في unity ما في forgiveness لأنه هسه حاليا كانت تدخل في أي فاميلي تيكوتوري جوا في داخل أي بيت تيكوتوري تما بيلقوا قالي قلبة الفاميلي دي ما جواجا قالوا ما فقر أخو تومون ولا أبو تومون ولا أخو تومون ولا بنيات خالي تومون عملوا راب ولا بنيات أنتي تومون أجرتا أنكل تومون عملوا راب ولا ده فاميلي إيكوتوريانس كله قلوب تومون مكسور قلوب تيكوتوريانس كله مكسور كويس وناس زي لأنه قونس دايما الإيكوتوريانس 39 أجندة سناس زي تانين دي خلاص منفذوا itano mungi kore gal government de tomon ikotonas magasma mus dinka gi kore ladi figuna kida gi kore gal fini bele den jibna be domal hakumatna yelete kotore de ita dinka nus kaman wala shunu wala kaman اسم شنو ده دبل اسم شنو ده زي ما بنقولوا زي زمان صدام حسين عملوا دبل اجر بيرسون ده تبقى دينكا ويتا كمان إيكوتوريا ويتا غاني أو وجال في إيكوتوريا زي ويتا ستقولنس قال فيني أو نازل ناس أخوانا تلنا وكنا أجري من قال لي حكومة دي حكومة دي كان ما حقهم أصلي هاسا كله في تا دينكا كويس موني ياسرم عنده ميليشياس إيكوتوريا ما عنده ميليشيا كويس إيكوتوريا ما عنده ميليشيا ناس نور عنده ميليشيا ناس شلوك عنده ميليشيا لكن إيكوتوريا ما عنده ميليشيا ليه لأنه مون أوبريس إيكوتوريا mongo presita mongo retangal fini government de hagum monendo hak mon bikunendo militias monendo hak mon bi katolita kun monendo hak mon bodleta kun shogol monendo hak mon bi jibagaraton bakol malzara takun monendo hak bi turji tak baharago bitakun monendo hak mon baamul ay haja fa Equatorians ana gaitu maarif de haja lana anu fi hilim kana share metakun my sisters I saw a very bad dream about Equatorians kullu ناس يوم تاني تنبيه ذكر الكلام ده إيكوتوريانس أسره كان تكون ما ستاند أب رجال تاني إيكوتوريانس كان تكون ما وقف قوي أنا قال لي إيكوتوريانس كله قال أنا واقف كده أنا واقف مقطع بحر بهناك في بحر في النص إيكوتوريانس كله وقفوا من بالصف في ترى البحر شتو البحر تجوبري وقف إيكوتوريانس زي بالصف كمية إيالا للنسوان الجوتا وشنو يلا قال لي يلا في الزمن اللي وقفوا إيكوتوريانس ده كله في الصف ده أزول لزومه كله في جوا مويه بس موجي ستانا قال موجي كاونت زول الجي كاونت ده قال زول طويل زول لبس قماش أسود كاتي وسطه كله زول واحد بس إتانو يلا زول ده في ورا توتو في عصاية طويل عصاية ده في تجاه تدين تو الشمال ده وامسك عصاية ده زري لادي عصاية ده ناق لادي راس عصاية ده وقع تحت زري في تجاه اليمين ده برا عصاية طويل زري وامسكه كمان في تجاه ده نمن كل وقف زري يلا قال بس زول بي أجي كاونت يلا قال أنا بهناك بقى أنا جي كورا أنا جي كين قال يا إيكوتوريانس ما تكرودو كده لزيتكون ما تكرودو كده لسه في جوا بحر محل كاب بحر رجاكل الناس بحر فوق حاجات الجاكل قال أنا جي كورا أسمعت عن هيلم ده كويس قال بس يا زول جي كاونت زول كاونت خلاص to the last minute لو جي كين قال وبي كين قال فوق قال لي ظاهر ناس كده برضو بالصفت بجاي بالصف بجاي منامسك أسيرهم وليزي كوتورنس كله في جوا جري في جوا مويه زمان من ليزي كوتورنس كله في جوا مويه في جوا بحر قال بي أنا بهناك أنا قاتكو and then you know in a dream loving is not good قال أنا بي قاتكو أنا كين قال موسي أنا غور لتكون موسى أنا وريتكم يا كوتورنس أنا كيت قال جيرتكم ما تكسب كده اللي زيتكم في جوا بحر ده بحر فوق حاجات الجاكل ناس كله بود كله باكل تكون يا كوتورنس قال لي زونا زي لا قال بي أنا قاتكو يلا أنا قاتك أنا جي كين قال يا دي يلا قال جماعة غروا تاني مغرى اللي زدوا فتاني قدام زمان مقول لي زدوفة تاني قدام في اتجاه يمين توتوري قال يلا في زول كده زول من إيكواتوريا قال لي زول بدا لبس أسود زي نازل زول بدا لبس زمانه لبس أسود وبدا طالع وقف في اللاين تاع نازل يا باشو بدا كان قال ايه ما تكون ليزو ديل البجاي ده كنا رتكون في اتجاه الفوق هناك ده زمان قالوا بيجي يشيلوا ناس قرا ليزو باقي إيكواتوريان سال وقفوا في اللاين ده لزوم جو البحر قالوا ديل الاني إيكواتوريان ساليني ده بدا جري رجع كل ورا itanu kulu bara jere wara nizamo ferta jua hila mo ferta jua suk yala gaza mo robe hinak do morali go dela kama shunu biya gi jere yala galbi ga shifta Salva Kiir biya gi lega to Equatorian ze wahed wad gi gobudu jana gi jada le dinka biya gi jada fi jua mo gi gobudu de gi jada. So I just wake up from a dream, my sisters, ana geni kida ana mende ana marfa ana bahake helim tadele muno ana nzere. The first thing I did, my grandmother is still alive up to now. Ota walidi ama gifesir hilim. Ana bada call fi Sudan. Ana gali grandma kwez galai. Ana gal grandma sahi galai. Ana gal kaswo dola ana der wonus mande rasma sota. Ana der wonus loko tay gali. Ana der wonus le grandma kalam ta hilim kida. Galai ay kalas. Wodi telefon la haboba. Yana bada wonus moita kef usaha taki kef. Galo kwez shunu. Yana bada kengal haboba. Fi hilim ana hilim ta kida. Ya haboba bada kore. Haboba gal Equatorian safe mushkila. Equatorian sa seret kulu. Equatorian der wodurumun. Yana barkengal haboba der wodurumun kef yani. Gale helim de batal. Helim algi jibu nas kulu wagifu fi tara bahar. Lizumun fi jua moya de ma kwez. Lakin kwez inu lizumun jua moya. Kakama lizumun fi jua moya kan bikun kaman batal. Lakin lizu ta jua moya. Gale moya kwez fi helim. Bahar kwez. Itano. في ناس جي خاطي دير قتلوا ناس في إيكواتوريا هناك لكن ما بيحصل you know. So أنا جي كلم لإيكواتوريا سهلي يا جماعة حاجات دي كل يا ظاهر في أنا تنا وانا قاسمة بعدنا تنا حاجات دامو لنا وجه قلب عمل وجه قلب لأبوهات تنا عمل وجه قلب لأمهات تنا عمل وجه قلب لأجايز تنا عمل وجه قلب لأي إيكواتوري اللي عنده قلب في بلد اللي بيحبوا بلد وبيحبوا إيكواتوريا لين بيحبوا ناسته كإيكواتوريانز كويس. يعني هنا ديل هنا في خطر منازل حاجة اللي بيحل لنا من نازل we have to break out. This is the only solution لإيكواتوريانز عشان تكون بقدر زارة تكون عشان تكون بقدر يكون عندكم بيزنس تكون عشان تكون بقدر بدروا نفسها تكون بنفسها تكون عشان بلد إيكواتوريا ده ذاته بيكون في peace and harmony عشان أهل تنا في كيم كلهم بريجة كويس. وعشان بدقنا بقدر عينه نبي concentrate در فتاة مدارس لإيال لجنريشنز. أسا جنريشن الجا ورنا وينو جنريشن ورا داك وينو أسا جنريشن تاني وينو قريب 5 generations خلاص لا ليمو في قراية زي ناس لا ليمو في هنا ده health care زي ناس لا ليمو في ده زي ناس نجلوس ناس تنا every day and night one by one. فإيكواتوريانز كده تكون قوم فوق كده تنفتح أنا تكون كده call for your rights and up to here أنا بوقف أنا بسيبتهم كده واصل ونسو أنا جروا كمان جيبوا لتاي ودقوا لنا قالوا أو جدنتو في مدرسة أنا جروا جيبوا so تنكري كونتينو أنا بيجي أسمع ليه تكون أنا بتالا تكون استمر يا أخواتي معلش.
Yeah, don't forget to mute when you are driving. Shukran, Patricia.
Okay,
Yeah, you'll
shukran.
find us there. Remain like 1 hour and a half, then we can close the forum after some time. Kida. But anyway, Rose, you will
Okay.
find us still talking. Yeah,
Okay.
shukran.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Drive safe.
All right.
Yalla, Sister Ella, I hope you're there. Sister Ella?
Yeah.
Ella?
Yes, I'm here.
You're so tired. Let me give you your 2 questions. Then I don't know. How are you seeing it?
Yeah, that's fine, no problem. I'm here.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening.
Yeah, just kindly bear with me. Yeah. Sometimes I just not a deck, and if we want to talk about it, it really takes time and somebody get exhausted. But all is for our own Equatoria, our land of our ancestors, the land of honey and milk, the land of courageous men. It is just a matter of 5 years. If we don't work so hard for Equatoria, time will come, it will be very difficult for us to like get that land back. So it's what we're creating now, it's awareness for our Equatorians so that they know that we can be a state. And then being a state, we qualify in all the angles that the international community wants. Even if we work hard, it's not necessary that boots in the ground, but necessary what we want. And kan kalam de hagiga al, if God can see what is within our heart, we will get there. Dika dema bidala sakit fi Equatorial land and destroy our generations and destroy our even mentally killer. They're destroying people mentally. Alela zatu takamoshet fi Equatorial land, they will go out frustrated. Most of them big avesta will be drop out of senior high school, want to drive Kodash and Shulukulu just to place one meal a day if he bed. They can al choose to be responsible. Can tenin the best boga fi frustration ta Merisa. Lena bibea zerega lena akwana our own. They are losing their life. Leshunu. So I'm going to take a ride with you towards the AU African Union.
Okay.
I will give you some point. Just I want to focus on the area of APSA, the African Peace Security Architecture, which is composed of Central Africa, Eastern Africa, Southern Africa, and Western Africa.
Okay.
The APSA, the security architecture of the AU, African Union, they're supposed to promote peace and stability and security in Africa for us to be like one continent. Like when this war broke, the one for South Sudan, when the war broke out, then after that, RIAC started having sessions, sittings, manas AU there with the government coming from home, and then they're meeting in Ethiopia there. Security arrangement, military, everything. They were like pretending to be like working on that angle of where they're thinking maybe it could bring a real peace. At the end of the day, it backfired. Nasja Shakla. Like in what, if you can analyze this AU, what is their role exactly towards our program as South Sudanese, as they call us? Though we know that we are Equatorians, but at the end of the day, when they took that problem, it was for everyone, like general, South Sudan. Now the issues, the security going home, killing, Nwer Jakatunu Dinka, and Adika Jakatunu Nwer, and that's 2013 and 2016. And in other countries, when you look at it, sometimes when there is these issues of insecurity, they always deploy military to protect. Like in the case of South Sudan, what happened that they didn't pick the security part of it very serious in terms of arranging so that it can at least even protect these people not to create this chaos within the region. What happened in the case of South Sudan? If we can look at the security side of it with the APSA of the African Union, can you just elaborate according to your own analysis? Taban, them also, they will have their own side of story, but I want to just know from you your own analysis. Kindly, thank you.
Yeah. Well, from my point of view, I could see Mushkilat South Sudan was not on the table for solution with the AU alone. Always this AU and uh, East African community, they all come together, including the IGAD and whatever. They come together at the table to put solution for our South Sudanese problem. And within themselves they're supposed to come out with a tangible solution or a relevant solution to our problem. But unfortunately, inside there, the corruption and bribery thing is just paramount. That's why every time when they try to put solution and it doesn't go well, it doesn't go according to plan because there are people inside there with the upper hands have got some bribery from the corrupt government. If not, why on earth everything will be discussed on the table and everything will be put into plan, and then
implementing it will be very difficult to the extent that things will just go down and quiet like that. As you have said, you've never seen any of these AU troops have been deployed into the country just to create a buffer zone between the two rivals. So they also have their own upper hand in the problem. They have the upper hand in our suffering there.
Thank you very much for giving us that point. Ashankida, another thing that I'm just thinking now, when this Dinka came up with this issue of uprising, most of them, they stood so firm that they wanted people to come together in Equatorial region, like to to demonstrate so that the government can go out. Those days when we used to go to the interviews and when you ask questions concerning Alela Kanikotori de, when they are going to demonstrate there, Kan Zahira Sakerta Dinka de, the way you guys are saying, you have officials within the government that can protect Fizamanta Muzaharade. Are there some groups that will be translating the other Dinkas and Dinka language? It's just it's a Muzaharat Silmi. It's just kind of demonstration which is peaceful. So most of them, they get offended when we ask that in the questions. But then at the end of the day, Muzaharat end up very bad into deep secrets that we even Equatoria got shocked when we find out so many hidden agendas within the Muzaharat. Now, there are so many Equatorians who have gone victims within the Blue House, like 50 youth.
Oh my God.
But I've never seen any channel, any forum of the Dinkas condemning that. All of them went quiet. So was this Muzaharat
Yeah, we have to
was a
talk about
target
it.
to get the separatists, or this Muzaharat was something that they want even to know whether, or maybe it's a plan between the government and them to get the Equatorians killed or something like that? I completely don't understand. But
Oh,
kindly just analyze and also give me some points that I can just compare with what I have, then we can just share. Because they need to come out and condemn the way they are saying they have people in the government who are also cooperating with them in the Muzaharade. But now everyone went quiet. So those ones that are in the government that are part of this Muzaharat, can they work hard for these Equatorians youth to come out of the Blue House? Or secondly, if they want to remove Kir, Mafiku, they can do it because from head to toe, it's all Dinka government within Juba. So kindly, you can just give your points too.
oh yeah, now you can see the cover up in that Muzaharat. Even though people did not come out to protest on the street, yet they are able to go and pick the Equatorians from their homes and put them in the Blue House. And you can imagine if they have come onto the street, what would be today we will be talking about? It could be something different. If our Equatorians came out on the strike, they would have just opened up the live bullets on them, nothing else, and that is the easy soft target they wanted. And we are so glad that no Equatorian came out. But still, we are going to fight for that 50 Equatorians to be released from the Blue House. We are talking and talking vigorously for them to release our Equatorian men who did not do anything, innocently being picked up from their homes. Those kids have to be removed, have to be released. If they did not release them, they have questions to answer. They are masterminders of the uprising are still moving freely on the streets. They did not catch them, but they went for the innocent ones. They planned the coup themselves inside there. It is their own plans. Their easy and soft targets are these Equatorian boys, these young Equatorian youngsters. We have a lot of questions for them to answer. It's not a matter of locking them up, locking them in the prisons there. Why would they lock them? If they did not plan for that uprising, they have a setup for it, and everything has come out into details. It's just a matter of rotating the government within themselves. There is no change. It's just a pre-planned thing, and that uprising is just a cover-up. A cover-up in a way that they can lure the innocent youth to come out on the street so that they can open fire on them easily. But we are not going to leave them. We will get them. We want to know the face of our children in that blue house. We are campaigning, and we will be campaigning vigorously for them to release those who are being arrested. The time has come for all Equatorians to speak out.
But I'm back now.
I will just urge all Equatorians to be honest with themselves. To be honest with themselves for what they really want for Equatoria. For how long are we going to tolerate this situation? Time is going and our generation are vanishing. These are the young generation. They are just perishing. We are losing them. We are losing them in the hands of wrong people. They have their aim and objectives to achieve. We have to do something.
Thank you, my sister.
Yes, until the day of today, we did not have clear conscience examination. You have to examine your conscience, and you have to know exactly really what you want. What do we want from this situation? What are we going to achieve? Do we have any future? Do we see future for our next generation? Where are we heading? I think I will stop here.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much for this. And for those Equatorians who doubt that we cannot be a state on our own, we cannot be a region on our own, we can do that. We have all the legal rights that can make us a state if we want. And command free situation that is just there. It's just on the table. We can pursue what we want because the government that we have is a dysfunctional. So ma bikenga haja de mustahil then we are losing hope. Now the bitala mijua Equatoria demo bitala mijua Equatoria de. Just look at Western Equatoria now how they are organizing themselves. Now the better worilomo nefsu terika no kamangi put on us as Equatorian. Nefsu terika to violent. This is the way we should go forward. So after nabiga gurale some few minutes to close, ana kander keta onus about the EPA, how we can handle the contribution process, وفايدة contribution ده شنو لناس as Equatorian bloc. يعني you can just elaborate on some points that can help others to understand.
Okay, just a minute.
Hello Ella, you can hear me? And I did network issue at some point. Kita get this stuff.
Unmuting myself. Yeah.
Yeah, I want
And
you to start giving your final words, and then you can take people through of the links for contribution for our Azande people, and then Kamata Baga already points more about the EPA and how we need to come together under that block for our destiny.
hello.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was really, we need a break. Yeah, quiz that we are now back. I was just asking you that you can now give us your final words, and then you can take us through about the EPA, and then if there is some links for the Azande people, you can also explain how if people want to contribute. Yeah, then you can just take us through, and then you will give us your final message to the Equatorian people. Hello, I think network or something. Hello, Ella. Hello. I think her network.
muted. It keeps unmuting
Hello,
itself.
Ella.
Yeah, hello.
Oh, I can hear you now. Yeah, I don't know
Okay.
if
Yeah. We have our EPA link on the. Just let me find it.
you can share with us later, but you can just explain the process and how, and then later on, maybe Etika can post in the forum.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, we have our fundraising for EPA. We have the link. You will find the link later on. Yeah, the fundraising is for helping refugees people in the camp and we give some amount of money. It's as little as £10 a month or $10 a month, and that goes to help the refugees in the camp so that they can afford to have their basic needs like soaps, salt, sugar, tea, and sending children to school, and just for the basic need. And then we're trying to help them also to set small business that they can sustain themselves with, and just small things, that anything that you can afford will be helpful. Thank you. Do you hear me?
Lawe.
Yeah.
But I would like just to say thank you, viewers, for joining us. It's just a trial. We are not perfect. It's our first time we are hosting like a women talk of an Equatorian resilient woman, and we are trying to share the stories in the past, how our mothers struggle with this tribal administration that is now in our homeland, and then the people who are not grateful for the things Equatorians women did for them in terms of support. Hello. Yeah, so when we try today, we want to see if it's good. You guys also will give us your feedback, then we can see if we can get at least once a week just to come out and speak as women of Equatoria to our people, just to connect with Okay, thank you.
Anina Equatorian Nasawa, Anina Equatorian Beled Wahid, Anina Equatorian Anina Equatorian. Oh yeah, Kanita min Yambio, Kanita min Tori, Weleta min Juba, yeah, Anina Equatorian. Teresia Samagesi Manina. We strong, we stand together. Kanina Guluahi, Equatoria Birapa, Yabilwa Pijama, Asan Belet na Birapa. So give us pen and give us guns. Oh yeah. Give us Ibanabule. Anina Equatoria. Nasawa, Anina Equatorian Beled Wahid, Anina Equatorian Anina Equatorian. Oh yeah, Kanita Zande, Kanita Mai Aukukuye, Anina Equatorian Kelenina Hibone Fusina Kebelia kedema feriganina Salam wa sahaba Behaja derino Hasan belet na biraba Arif ma bisaido. So give us pen and give us guns. Oh yeah. Give us Ibanabule. Anina Equatorian Nasawa, Anina Equatorian Beled Wahid, Anina Equatorian Anina Equatorian
Nina Kulu Sawa Jama So Mapel Panangala. I love my people and I'm the voice.
Acholi ya buka ya baka Equatorian balanda bari Kakuwa kiliko Lambo Lumoya Asante Tokosa Mondo
Abukaya Nyambara Otulo Lokosa Mondo Anakulu nasi sawa Maki hata bigesi manena Siasa mabigesi manena Anina wahe.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Equatorians. Equatoria, our land. Equatoria, our people. Equatoria, our future. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sister Ella, and thank you, viewers. Yeah,
And
bye.
thank you very much. It has been a great pleasure for me to be with you, and hopefully we will be talking more in future. Thank you. And I'm just saying
Thank
to
you.
all our people, all our Equatorian women, to be strong, stand firm. We are there for you. We will never leave you alone, and we will never let you down. Equatoria is our land. Equatoria is our power. Equatoria is our people. Equatoria is our everything. And long live Equatoria.
Long live Equatoria. We shall never surrender. We shall
We shall.
never surrender.
And God bless you.